Spyro is a purple dragon who fought Norks, Repto, and even the mighty Malefor. Not only that, but he's one of Eon's elite Skylanders, and is always aided by his dragonfly friend, Sparks. But how strong is he?
Chapter 1. Purple. I know this seems like a weird place to start, but Spyro is purple. It is stated in Spyro Shadow Legacy that purple dragons have powerful magical energy. Yes, this is canon to the original games, and don't act like you even played this one. This power of the purple allowed Spyro to resist magic during effects of the Shadow Realm, while all other dragons and magical creatures lost their magic. The power that comes from being a purple dragon is explored in the other Spyro iterations, but we won't be talking about those games in this video. We will be focused on the original trilogy's Spyro today.
Spyro the Dragon. In a peaceful time across the 5 dragon worlds, or was it 6? Anyway, the dragon economy was booming, and love was being made, or at least like 24 dragons had at it. A young Spyro ran around blissfully after sheep and frogs, until one day when Spyro's racist uncle got on TV and said some mean things about those stupid, ugly Gnorc peoples. In a fit of rage and utter orc stupidity, Gnasty Gnorc launched a full-out attack on the dragons, freezing them all in crystal, stealing all the gems, and taking all 12 dragon eggs. For some reason, Spyro was unaffected by this crystallizing blast, and is now made to face the harsh realities of life, as now it looks like he's got some things to do. With the help of his dragonfly Sparks and the wise words of the Elder Dragons, Spyro will fight his way to Gnasty. But how strong is Spyro really? Next to the Elder Dragons, Spyro may seem small and weak, but he's able to take out most of his enemies in 1 to 2 hits. Even enemies that tower above him come down to a quick flame breath. Speaking of flame breath, what are Spyro's powers? This being his first adventure out on his own, he is understandably at his weakest of all 3 of the games. On his own, his move pool is quite shallow, only consisting of the before mentioned flame breath and a charge attack where he rams enemies with his horns. But when handed the power of magic and friendship, his move pool is doubled. I really mean it. He only gets 2 extra abilities. By using the magic found radiating out of the ground, specifically in the shape of arrows, he is able to supercharge, letting him jam his horns right up the poor Gnorc's asses at 3 times the speed. With a kiss from a fairy and a sexy red dress, Spyro gets all hot and bothered. Fueled by the blind lust of a horny teen, he can flame through the toughest of armor using the fairy flame. He is a strong but still young dragon. Spyro even defeated the all-powerful Gnasty Gnorc himself with 2 simple flames on the butt, then even laughed in his face as the Gnorc fell dead in front of him. With the day saved and a cool new pair of shades, Spyro proves himself to be quite the powerhouse in the making.
Spyro 2. Ripto's Rage. Spyro's second game opens to a dreary scene. It's been raining for so long and it's bumming Spyro out. He and Sparks decide to go on vacation. Instead, however, they're pulled through a portal by a small mole professor, a rather busty fawn woman named Laura.
Mike, stop. That's just a mod you installed.
And a cheetah named Hunter, who, is useless? He doesn't do anything, but Tyler will get to that later. Anyways, apparently they need his help to save him from a tyrant named Ripto, who's raging. Get it? Ripto's Rage? Spyro and Sparks have to travel around this fantasy kingdom that we learn is called Avalar, and collect 14 talismans from 14 different worlds to help save them from Ripto's tyranny. Spyro has access to quite a few abilities in this game, but they have time-limited uses and can only be accessed through ability gates. Small, not portals that have magic flowing through them. There's Super Flame, Super Flight, Invincibility, Spring Jump, Supercharge, Ice Breath, and Plasma Bomb. During his stay in Avalar, Spyro also picks up a few new abilities that don't require magic assists, which, can they really be considered abilities? They're more like things most people can do after learning how to do so. In the order they're learned, they are swimming underwater, climbing, and headbutting the ground. Swimming is cool because Spyro apparently has infinite lung capacity. Climbing is... He can only climb when there's a ladder. He shouldn't need someone to teach him how to do that. And Head Bash is pretty cool unless you're a rock or a chest with a target for a hat. The journey takes place in 3 segments with 3 separate bosses at the end, with Ripto being the 3rd and final boss. After she's defeated, peace is restored and Spyro can finally go on vacation. If you take the time to 100% the game, you're rewarded with another ability, Infinite Fireball, which is, you can use the fireball power without assistance from magic and with no timer.
Spyro Year of the Dragon. After the Great War against the Norks, the dragons came home and all got down with the Ganasty and upped the number of dragon eggs from a respectable 12 to the borderline overpopulation of 150 eggs. 151 if you want to count that one egg that hatches into twins. One night, while every single dragon in the whole dragon realm is conveniently sleeping, a bunny girl and an army of Rhinox pick up and steal every dragon egg without anyone knowing, until she steps on the tail of a high cheetah guy and everyone goes crazy. Due to the end of war parties, all the dragons are too fat to go after her, so they send Spyro to go after her himself, to the Forgotten Worlds. This time in a land unknown all by himself. If you don't count Hunter, and you shouldn't because he doesn't really do anything other than ride a skateboard and try to fuck a bunny girl. But I mean, who wouldn't want to? As far as strength goes, Spyro doesn't change much in this department. He keeps everything he learned from his last adventure in Avalar. He does some cool things in this game, like drive a tank and fly a rocket into space so he can go to a whole different part of the realm that's just down the road. For the most part, this game goes for the whole power in friendship thing. Spyro uses the power of money to buy enslaved animals from the greedy Moneybags, who has made his return in this game. But this video isn't about the friends he paid to make love him, it's about the purple boy himself. Much like Spyro 2, Spyro gets most of his abilities and power-ups by using a gate that pulls the magic from the world itself. Returning from the first game is the Fairy's Kiss. But this time around, Spyro's heart is cold to the love from a fairy, as he has felt true love from the kiss of a beautiful, busty fawn.
Tyler, no, we just talked about this.
Yeah, I know. This fairy's kiss gives him ice breath. He can use this to freeze most things into ice blocks. With the help of his friends, Spyro takes down 4 different boss monsters, one of them being the evil sorceress herself. He rescues all the dragon eggs and restores magic to the Forgotten Worlds. Overall, Spyro's power stays on the same level as it did in the previous game.
Okay, that's enough of that. Let's talk about how strong Spyro is. We're going to use the Marvel stats this time, so remember they range between 1 and 7. Let's go!
Durability. 2. Spyro's durability is determined by his dragonfly companion, Sparks. Sparks' durability is similar to that of a baseball player. 3 strikes and he's out. Spyro alone, however, can only take 1 hit before losing his life.
Energy. 5. He can run and swim forever, other than the first game, he just drowns.
Fighting skills, a 5. While his moveset is small, his ability to take down any enemy in 1 to 2 hits is pretty lit.
Intelligence. 2. Every time he crosses a save point, he loses 1 million brain cells.
Speed, 6. Supercharge makes him fast as fuck, boy!
Strength. 3. He not very strong.
In conclusion, looking over all 3 games, Spyro proves himself to be pretty strong, but not all that versatile. Spyro lacks the ability to use most of his powers without the help of magic from others or the world itself, while Sparks can tank a few hits for Spyro. Once Sparks is gone, Spyro is left defenseless to being one-shot by any enemy, especially when this guy used lightning on a dragon.